Have you ever wondered why ants are always in a hurry? These tiny creatures that we often see scurrying around are more than just insects in a rush. They're everywhere, from our backyards to the deepest forests, and they're incredibly interesting. Ants live in intricate societies, each with its own role, much like us humans. They're not just any bug, they're master builders, food gatherers, and warriors of the insect world. To understand why, we need to dive into the fascinating world of ants. Ants have an interesting life cycle that starts from an egg. Imagine being smaller than a grain of rice. That's how tiny an ant egg is. This is where our little ant's journey begins. The queen ant lays the eggs, and when they hatch, they turn into larvae. These larvae are like baby ants, hungry and helpless, relying on worker ants to feed them. As they grow, the larvae transform into pupae. It's a bit like when a caterpillar turns into a butterfly, but for ants. They're wrapped up in a protective cocoon while their bodies change and develop. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Depending on what the colony needs, the pupae will grow into either workers, drones, or a new queen. The worker ants are the backbone of the ant colony. They're the ones you'll often see marching in a line, carrying food back to their home. They're also the babysitters, taking care of the queen's eggs and the young ants. The drones are the male ants, and their main job is to mate with the queen. And speaking of the queen, she's the heart of the colony. Her job is to lay eggs and ensure the survival of the colony. Ants are incredible team players. They communicate with each other using chemicals called pheromones, helping them to find food and defend their home. So, the next time you see an ant, remember they have been through an incredible journey to become what they are. Did you know ants live in a society like ours? That's right. Ants have their own social structure, much like we do. Just as our society has different roles for different people, ant colonies also divide their work among various members. In the world of ants, there are three main roles: worker ants, soldier ants, and the queen ant. Worker ants are the laborers of the ant colony. They work tirelessly, gathering food, building the nest, and taking care of the young ones. Soldier ants, on the other hand, are the protectors of the colony. They are larger and stronger than worker ants, and their duty is to defend the colony from threats. Then we have the queen ant, the most important member of the colony. She is the mother of all ants in the colony. Her primary role is to lay eggs to ensure the survival and growth of the colony. Now here's the most fascinating part. All these ants cooperate and work as a team for the survival of their colony. There's no competition, no power struggle, just pure teamwork. Each ant knows its role and carries it out diligently for the greater good of the colony. They communicate and coordinate their efforts to build their home, find food, and protect each other. It's a harmonious society, functioning seamlessly to ensure the survival and growth of the entire colony. Amazing, isn't it? Ants teach us the importance of teamwork and cooperation. Ants don't talk like us, but they have their own ways to communicate. Imagine being part of a bustling colony where everyone speaks a language you can't hear but can smell. That's right, smell. Ants use chemical signals known as pheromones to send messages to each other. When an ant finds a good food source, it leaves a pheromone trail all the way back to the colony. This scented message says, "Follow me, there's food this way." And the other ants dutifully follow the trail to the feast. But it's not just about food. Ants also use pheromones to warn each other about danger. If an ant senses a threat, it releases a specific pheromone that signals danger ahead. The other ants pick up this smell and quickly react, either by fleeing or preparing to defend their home. Ants also communicate through touch, especially when they meet. A gentle antennae tap can say a lot in ant language. So, ants are not just small creatures, they are smart communicators too. So, what have we learned about ants today? We've dived into the fascinating world of ants, exploring their intriguing life cycle, from the egg to the adult stage. We've marveled at their complex social structure, where each ant has a specific role to play. We've also discovered their unique communication methods, using pheromones to pass messages. Truly, Ants are astonishing creatures with intricate social organizations. Next time you see an ant, don't just step over it. Take a moment to appreciate these tiny yet astonishing creatures in their incredible world.